It is always a pleasure for me to warmly welcome our new and returning students to the University of the West Indies Global Campus, one of our 5 campuses in the UWI, which I have the gratification of leading. The campus you have enrolled in is unique in the light of its fundamental teaching and learning modalities of asynchronous technology and its blended approach. The foregoing fact came to the fore during the COVID pandemic, which wreaked havoc on the region and the world, and I dare say, from which we are all still trying hard to recover. If ever the aphorism that every dark cloud has a silver lining was authentically applicable to any situation whatsoever, it must and has to be the resilience, strength, flexibility, agility, and toughness which the UWI Global Campus demonstrated during the COVID pandemic. Its performance as a legitimate and valid model for the university and the region signposted in unequivocal fashion what the future would look like in terms of the higher education realm. My dear new and continuing students, the UWI Global Campus, at the time Open Campus, took pride of place in the UWI system and hardly missed a heartbeat, even while many other educational institutions, and in fact, organizations of all types, grappled with the reality that suddenly hit the globe and foreshadowed what life was going to be like. During COVID, the population of the world was forced to disabuse its collective mind in toto of the imagery of in-person classrooms, meetings, conferences, workshops, and even celebratory events, graduations, and whatnot. Verily, the UWI Global Campus did not squander a negative event which hit higher education at its very core and spirit. As I articulated in previous messages, and this is worth reiteration, the Global Campus has been a profound boon and blessing to the Caribbean and those people interested in advancing their education without displacing their families and their lives. I believe we can safely say that the Global Campus challenges the notion that you can't have your cake and eat it. We never closed our doors to students for one day. We grasped with both hands the COVID-19 pandemic's encounter and unusual opportunity to validate our supremacy in delivering asynchronous online education as opposed to remote emergency teaching. We are a beacon of asynchronous online education in the Caribbean region. For the foregoing, the Global Campus senior management team and I are grateful to our Regional Guild of Students and all our students who have exhibited genuine patience and fortitude during these difficult times. It has not been easy for our students, and indeed, studying online while conducting your everyday personal affairs is an undertaking that requires very special skills and fortitude. We will continue to collaborate closely with your Guild President and your student government to incrementally improve the student experience. We are also grateful to our loyal staff who continue to work diligently because of their absolute belief in what the global campus can accomplish and what it has already realized. Its history of distance education and outreach speaks volumes and is carried around by our thousands of graduates who make up our public and private sectors and who may not have had the opportunity which they were wise to embrace to their credit had it not been for the accessibility of the global campus. I remain especially indebted to our staff who care for and support our students and do all they can to provide an empathetic student environment. I know the students appreciate this even as they feel despair when some staff are not as helpful. We will do all we can to rectify this. This is my promise to you. Your campus is now commencing its second year as the rebranded Global Campus. Rebranding, as we had said, has not automatically solved all our challenges. However, it is true to say that our positive focus on the future and our embrace of what is possible have provided us with a brand new hope as we undertake the novel hosting of the International School for Development Justice, ISDJ. In that spirit and soul, I ask you to play your part in helping us to promote the fundamental place of the ISDJ within the University of the West Indies in general, and as a business school located in the Global Campus in particular. It is important to note that the school will operate within the UWI's existing Global Campus that provides educational services to the global market using an online modality. The ISDJ has been developed to respond to the need to educate current and future activists within the framework of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The ISDJ will take a partnership approach to enhance its educational provisions within or with universities, United Nations, and development agencies. This unfolding and exciting development is momentous as well as timely, given the reality of climate change, plus the fundamental political, economic, and social events in the world which directly and indirectly impact us. As a region, while we are not always the creators or authors of negative phenomena, we recognize, or ought to recognize, they affect us just the same. Hence, our university and our campus, with your assistance, must play a major role in ensuring that we do all we can to mitigate the effects of these unwanted hazards on our lives and our livelihoods. It is quite possible to argue that the all-encompassing Sustainable Development Goal, which urgently and immediately appears to concern us, is SDG number 17, that is, strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. And of course, very directly, SDG number 13, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. The impact of Hurricane Beryl recently, and please note the effect is continuous and lasting, should provide us with an unequivocal and authoritative aide-memoire that we must take very seriously the phenomenon of climate change and the existential menace that stronger and more regular natural hazards posed to us, particularly in our small island nations, as well as Belize in Central America, all part of our dear global campus, family, and region. You must be proud of the fact that you belong to a campus which enables you to be proficient at and au fait with asynchronous online technology. You are also comfortable in a world that is moving relentlessly towards the fourth industrial revolution, or Industry 4.0, where we experience the natural world through the mediation or intercession of technology. Artificial intelligence is a prevalent subject now, and it is therefore nigh on impossible to avoid certain skill sets while pursuing your academic goals. Indeed, they are inextricably linked. What is certain is that when you eventually graduate and emerge, you will have your academic credentials plus the full confidence in your ability to traverse the virtual world, our omnipresent reality in the fourth industrial revolution. I sincerely believe that reading and research are at the core of your academic journey. Hence, every year in my message, I painstakingly encourage our students to take full advantage of your excellent online library resources. Our well-trained librarians at the campus libraries and information services are eager to facilitate your academic explorations and discoveries. Please ask about the liaison services and how they facilitate information literacy instruction, copyright and intellectual property, and scholarly communication and publication, among others. You are our major customers, and your experience must always reflect this. Finally, and one of my abiding messages to you is that you must embrace the value of civic mindedness and consciousness. Please support your Guild President and your Regional Guild of Students as they collaborate with the Global Campus Senior Management Team in arriving at a place where our students will have a truly memorable experience while they learn. As I reflect on this, I take the opportunity to thank former Guild of Students President Mr. Olson Brown and his team for their collaboration and generosity. And we welcome current President Mr. Ramon Bab to his new role, one he is already fulfilling with excellence, and wish him and his team well. On behalf of the senior management team of the Global Campus, I extend my warmest and wholehearted welcome to academic year 2024-2025, and best wishes to you for a productive, gratifying, and pleasing journey of first-hand, fresh, and exciting knowledge and discoveries, and all the discipline which logically accompanies the foregoing. Peace.